All right, let's talk about something we've all been taught. Faster is always better, right? Well, today, we're going to challenge that idea head on. We're building the playbook for 2026, and it's all about a strategy that says the real path to success, whether we're talking about your money or your company, isn't about speed at all. It's about being slow, steady, and yeah, maybe even a little boring. Let's dive into why the tortoise is absolutely going to win this race.
Okay, so first things first. We've got to look at the world around us, right? I mean, everywhere you turn, you're hit with the promise of fast results. It doesn't matter if it's your investments or some new tech that's supposed to change your business overnight, it's all around us. And that right there, that's the hype trap.
Does that sound familiar? I bet it does. The pressure is it's huge. Every single ad, every headline is screaming at you, telling you about some new opportunity you're just about to miss out on. But here's the thing, and this quote nails it. This constant push for speed, it has a dark side, a really dark side, because faster gains, they usually just mean faster losses. And this really just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's the perfect snapshot of the shift we're seeing. That whole rocket ship of hype from last year, well, it's slamming right into the hard wall of reality this year. The whole get-rich-quick dream has turned into a get-broke-faster nightmare. And all that cool AI that was so great for making funny pictures, turns out, it's more of a toy than a real tool for business. So what happens when we actually chase this stuff? What are the real consequences? Well, this obsession with speed, it just creates this vicious cycle of risky investments and really bad strategies. Let's dig into exactly why fast is just so dangerous. And really, at the very heart of this problem is something we've all felt: shiny object syndrome. You know what I'm talking about. It's that itch, that impulse to jump on the newest, coolest trend. It could be some crazy meme stock or a flashy new app, and in the moment, it feels like you're doing something, but all it really does is pull you away from building a solid foundation. And honestly, it usually just makes everything way more complicated.
And here's the real cost, laid out plain and simple. Fast money is always tied to risk you can't control. And for a business, that cool AI, maybe some fancy logo generator, it solves one tiny little problem while the rest of your company is still a mess. The end result is always the same. You burn through a ton of money, and you're left with a system that's more complicated and way easier to break.
This all leads to a huge paradox, really. This crazy, frantic race for wealth. It ends up stealing the very things we think it's going to give us: freedom, time, peace of mind. Real wealth isn't about being glued to a screen watching charts go up and down 24/7. It's about building a system that works for you, so you don't have to.
Okay, so that brings us to the solution. It's time to flip the script completely. We're going to reframe what success actually looks like by embracing a strategy that, yeah, it sounds a little weird at first. We're talking about the slow, the boring, and the incredibly effective path to profit.
So just let this question sit with you for a second. What if instead of always asking, how can I get there faster, we started asking, how can I build something that will actually last? That simple shift, that changes everything. It's the foundation for this entire playbook.
And you can see the two mindsets right here, side by side. On one hand, you've got the hype chaser. They're all about the wow factor, just making more noise and throwing money at whatever's cool this week. But on the other hand, you have the profit engine builder. They are obsessed with one thing: ROI. They're focused on getting rid of friction and only investing in things that are genuinely capable.
All right, so theory is great, but what does this actually look like in the real world? We're about to lay out a unified strategy that takes this whole slow and boring idea and applies it to both your personal finances and your business. This is it. This is the 2026 playbook. So the core philosophy here is something called the Barbell Strategy, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Just picture a barbell, right? You've got these heavy, super stable weights on both ends. In the world of finance, this means the vast majority of your money, like 70, 80%, is in safe, stable stuff. But then you've got a small, carefully chosen slice dedicated to high-growth, maybe high-risk opportunities. This structure gives you the best of both worlds: stability and real potential for growth. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because we can apply the same strategy to both your money and your company. For your personal wealth, that stable core is things like index funds. For your business, it's that boring but absolutely crucial workflow AI. We're talking automated invoicing, supply chain stuff. It's not sexy, but it's the foundation of an efficient business. Now, for the growth side. In your portfolio, that could be investing in AI ventures. In your business, it's using vertical AI. These are specialized tools built for one specific job, like an AI that helps an architect design a building. And the most important part, the asset in the middle is always the people,
your skills, your team, who are now freed up to do the high-value work that really matters. So how do you actually do this? It's a really simple 3-step blueprint. Step 1, find the bottlenecks. Just look around. Where are your most expensive, most talented people stuck doing mind-numbing, low-value work? Start there. Step 2, prioritize vertical tools. Go for the specialized stuff over the generic one-size-fits-all solutions. And step 3, and this is crucial, you have to be ruthless with the 6-month kill rule. If any new tool or investment isn't showing you a clear path to a return in 180 days, you cut it. No emotion, just cut it and move on.
And that brings us to the last piece of the puzzle. And honestly, this might be the most important part of the whole playbook. Because the ultimate ROI on this slow and boring approach, it isn't just about money. It's about your sanity.
The biggest thing this strategy gives you is freedom. Freedom from being on 24/7. It's an escape from that constant need to be monitoring, worrying, and reacting to every little thing. You build your systems to be resilient so that you don't have to be.
This idea has a name. It's called being anti-fragile. And here's what it means. Because your foundation is so stable, you're not forced to sell when everyone else is freaking out. In fact, it's the opposite. You're operating from a position of incredible strength. Market drops suddenly stop being scary and start looking like opportunities. Opportunities to buy great assets on sale, all because you were patient and you were prepared.
So at the end of the day, the real payoff is just a better quality of life. It's that peace of mind you get from having a strong foundation. It's the freedom to actually enjoy the process without constantly comparing yourself to everybody on social media. And it's that quiet confidence, knowing that you've built something that can handle a storm that would shatter everyone else. So that's the final question I want to leave you with for 2026. As you go about making decisions, ask yourself, are you chasing the cool thing? Are you getting sucked in by the hype? Or are you quietly, patiently building something that is truly capable? Something that's built to last?
Because really, it's that simple. The race to be fast is a game most people lose. The odds are just stacked against you. But the race to be sure? Well, that's not a race against anybody else. That's a game you can control, a game you play on your own terms, and it's a game you almost can't lose. Thanks for tuning in.